Phone number 877-937-1047. Yesterday was that NBA draft last night. So my son Kemp had a basketball game and we were driving and I was trying to find it on the radio. And I was like on satellite radio, I was on normal radio, and I couldn't find it. And I ended up at some sports station. I don't even know which one or what, if it was satellite or not, but the personality goes, like, I'm going to do what he did. I'll do right now with today's date. He's like, it is Wednesday, the 18th of November. The year is 2020. I was like, what the hell? That's how a guy does a date every day? Like, it was so like if I was reading some sort of like a document from Congress. But anyway, so that's the date today. So anyway, yeah, so the NBA draft.
Thursday.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. This says Wednesday on it.
It does.
But it is the 19th.
Oh,
How
damn.
amazing is that? You thought it was Wednesday, and it's Thursday now.
But guess what? The guy said Wednesday. The guy said Wednesday when I was listening to him. Yeah, so today is Thursday. Today is Thursday. Anyway, so I got to tell you. So I had this Zoom meeting yesterday with this modern technology and everything. You know, everything meetings now are like Zooms, right? Teams meeting, Zooms meeting, and I had this really important Teams meeting. I'm just going to call it a Zoom meeting. So the boss says to me, the big corporate boss says to me, send me a Teams invite. Send me a Teams invite. And I'm like, okay. It was for 10:30 on Wednesday. And I'm like, okay. I have no idea how to do that, right? So I get to open up the app, and I can't figure it out how to do it. So I call my son Dutch in, try to figure it out. He can't figure it out. So I send a Teams meeting for 10:30 on Wednesday, or for Wednesday, just no time. You know, just, hey, sometime on Wednesday we're having a Teams meeting. So the next day, the boss sends me a specific, like he was like, you know, like, idiot, you don't know how to do it. So he sends the specific meeting, 10:30. So cut to yesterday. I get the hell out of here. I go home to have the meeting in my house. So I get home around 10:20, and I try to get everything all set up, and I'm waiting. And I got it all set up, and he's not on the call. And I want my wife on the call. So my wife, like, get over here. Come jump on this call with me. And I got the camera set up, and I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And it's 10:35. And he's not on. And I'm, like, pissed. So I text him, like, what's up? And he's like, it's 10:45. I go, oh. So I go look at my appointment thing. I'm like, oh, it is 10:45. So I'm like, man, I'm way early. So I got to wait 10 minutes. So I'm waiting. And when I go say hi to my kids, they're in school and they're doing whatever. I come back at 10:45, and I'm like, okay, 10:45. I'm waiting. I got the camera on. I'm just staring at my face. And I don't know if you guys ever just waited for a Zoom meeting. You're the only one on there. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting. I'm like, since he called the meeting, does he come on first? Should I X out and wait? Like, I don't know how. Like, what if it's his meeting, so maybe he has to come on first. So I X out, and I come back on, and he's not there, and I'm waiting. So I go back on, and I just wait. Now it's 11.
What?
And it's 15 minutes late. And I'm pissed. You know, he called the meeting. I mean, he is the big boss. Now it's like 11:05. And finally I text him like, dude, WTF, man. Talk about making me feel like I'm not important, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, the meeting's Pacific Standard Time. Like LA time. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm on a different time zone.
So you're like an hour or two off.
Way early. And I'm like, oh, LOL, my bad.
Oh my God.
See you in 45 minutes.
He's like,
awkward.
This guy.
It was so terrible.
Texting me.
Just kidding.
So terrible. It was so terrible. It was such a waste of my day. And then there was another meeting another Zoom meeting that was during that time that I had booked. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, it was just so awkward. It was so miserable. So stupid technology. But
2020
anyway.
with everything virtual, it's like you really have to pay attention to all the details.
And then I'm like arguing in my head, like, if you make it a meeting with someone in a different time zone, you should be very specific. Just to let you know we're in different time zones. Remember that. But it's my fault. Anyway. So big news in Suzette's world. I think it's big news.
Yeah.
What happened?
It's huge news. I feel successful right now because I was able to get Mr. Baby his Xbox Series X.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you say his Xbox or sex box? You said it pretty fast.
Well, it's
Xbox
going to be a
Series
sex
X.
box with how bad he
Hello.
wants it.
How?
So I had been looking all over the place. I was looking on OfferUp. I was looking on Craigslist. I kept looking at the websites like Target, Walmart to see if they would stock any more Xbox on. And I'm like, oh, come on. I need to get this before his birthday next week. So someone ended up messaging me on Instagram and told me that they would sell it to me like a little bit over the retail price. And again, I was like, this sounds too good to be true. And the guy straight up told me, like, listen, I can sell this for like $900, but I think it's pretty cool that you're trying to get the Xbox for your husband for his birthday. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. I was like, thank you so much. And he was out of town, so I had to call my brother-in-law to see if he can meet up with this guy and get the Xbox. And so it ended up happening. I was like on FaceTime with him the entire time. I saw the box and I got so excited. I was like, I don't even care for video games, but I was like, yeah, we got it. I'm like, it looks so beautiful. And so my husband, Mr. Baby, kept looking online and he wanted to buy one so bad. And I'm like, wanting to tell him, don't buy one, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise. So I'm like, okay, I need to get him this Xbox now. Like, I have to give it to him. I can't wait till his birthday. So I drove like an hour yesterday to meet up with my brother-in-law to get the Xbox. And I get the Xbox, I put it in the trunk. And as I'm driving back home, I feel like I'm driving the most important thing in the world. I feel like a car is about to hit me, like T-bone me, and like go in my car and open the trunk and take it and go, go, go.
It's like you're driving like an organ. You're carrying an organ. You're driving. Easy. I got an Xbox in this car. Chill out. Drive safe.
Don't get close to me. And so finally, I get home and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to give it to him? How am I going to surprise him? So I end up wrapping it in some like Avenger paper, present, like the wrapping paper. And then I put a bow on it, and he has a second job. So when my husband left for his second job, I set up the Xbox like right in the middle of our living room on a table, almost like it needed a spotlight. It was just like, ah. I took pictures of it too. And then I hid behind our sofa with my phone to see his reaction when he walks inside of the house and sees the Xbox like right there, just like waiting for him in the living room. And so I'm waiting. I finally hear the garage door open and I jump behind the sofa and I'm hiding and I have my phone with me recording him. And so he walks in and he sees it. He sees that it's just like a present, but obviously it's like, a big box. So I'm sure he's assuming it's the Xbox. And he stares at it, just quiet, looks around, stares at it, walks around the house looking for me. He can't find me. He finally gets close to it and like rips it open and sees it, and he's like, no, is this real? He's like, is this real? Is there rocks in here? Like, are you pranking me right now? And so I pop from behind the sofa and I'm like, it's real, happy birthday. And so he opens it so excited and I'm recording him and he's like hugging me, kissing me, and I'm like, yay. I'm like, that's it, I'm the best wife in the world. Then I realized I wasn't recording the entire time. So mad at myself. It almost like ruined the whole thing for me. I was like, stupid.
Can you do that again? Just redo.
What a great life memory to have forever and ever and ever. But you don't.
No evidence at all that it happened.
Did he hook it up and play?
No, he actually like massaged me as we laid in bed. We watched we were watching a show, The Rebels, like the Star Wars show, and he was just like with me the entire night. I'm like, go set it up, dude. Like,
He has no one to play with. No one has one.
He's gotta wait.